Everyone says the same thing. Max your pension first. Get the tax relief. Future you will thank you. And they're not entirely wrong, but they're not giving you the full picture either. For a lot of beginners, blindly putting everything into a pension first is actually not the right move. Today, we're going to settle this properly. ISA versus pension. What the actual difference is, when each one wins, and exactly where to start. We're covering four key differences, and the fourth one is the thing most people find out far too late. Before that, just a quick reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This content is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. So, ISA versus pension. Both let you invest in the stock market. Both protect your money from tax on growth. Both can hold the same funds, ETFs, index funds, and shares. Under the hood, they're more similar than most people think. The difference is in access and tax timing. That's it. Everything else flows from those two things. And here's why this matters. Most beginners here invest your money and hit a wall. Two options, both sound sensible. Nobody clearly explains which to do first. So they end up doing nothing. Or they go with whatever their employer set up, without knowing if it's actually right for them. The average UK pension pot at retirement is around 115,000. The recommended amount to retire comfortably is closer to 300,000. That gap is partly because people aren't making deliberate choices. They're just going with the default. Going with the default isn't a strategy. So here are the four differences that actually matter. Difference 1. Access. When can you get your money back? With an ISA, anytime. No restrictions, no penalties. If you need it at 35 for a house deposit, it's there. If you need it at 40 for a career change, it's there. There's no lock, no gate, it's your money. With a pension, you cannot touch it until you're 57 currently. From April 2028, the access age did rise or is rising from 55 to 57, and it's likely to keep moving higher as life expectancy goes up. For US viewers, that's similar to your 401k's age 59.5 rule. Your money is locked away until the government says otherwise. That is the single most important difference. For someone who's 25 or 30 right now, that could mean waiting 3 decades before touching pension money. Life changes a lot in 3 decades. Difference 2, and this is why pensions are still very much worth it: tax relief. For a basic rate taxpayer, which most people are, every £80 you put into a pension becomes £100. The government tops it up automatically. That's a 25% instant return before your money has invested in a single thing. And if your employer matches contributions through auto-enrolment, which most do, you're getting even more free money layered on top of that. Here is the most important rule in this entire video. Always contribute enough to your pension to get your full employer match. If they match up to 5% of your salary, try to put in 5%. Whatever you don't put in is money you are simply giving away. So that's a non-negotiable. Difference 3, where the ISA quietly wins. With a pension, you're tax relief going in, but when you take the money out in retirement, you pay income tax on it. So you're essentially deferring the tax, not eliminating it. With an ISA, you pay tax on your income before it goes in, but after that, it's zero tax on growth, zero tax on withdrawal, forever. You never pay tax on that money again. Well, at least hopefully. For someone with a long investment horizon, that completely tax-free compounding is genuinely powerful. You can put up to £20,000 a year into a stocks and shares ISA, and it resets every April. Whatever you don't use is gone. It doesn't roll over to the next year. It's a use it or lose it every single year. And here's the fourth difference, the one most people find out far too late. Most people with a job are already in a pension. Auto-enrolment means the moment you started working, your employer put you into one. You're already contributing. Your employer is matching. The tax relief is happening. So the question isn't pension or ISA. That's a false choice. The real question is, what do you do with money beyond your auto-enrolment contributions? Because the pension base is already covered. What auto-enrolment doesn't give you is flexibility. For most beginners, after you've secured your employer match, an ISA is the next best place for your money. You're already building long-term retirement wealth through auto-enrolment. The ISA gives you access to investment growth for everything life throws at you before 57. But one exception. If you're in the 40% tax bracket, the maths shift significantly. At that rate, every £60 you put in becomes £100. The extra pension tax relief is compelling enough that topping up your pension beyond auto-enrolment makes real sense. For US viewers, the 40% rate applies to UK income above roughly 50,000. But if you're a basic rate taxpayer just getting started, ISA first, beyond your matched pension contributions. Here's how to think about this in 3 moves. 1. Always contribute enough to get your full employer match. Free money, take it. 2. Put the rest up to $20,000 a year into a stocks and shares ISA. Flexibility matters when you're building from scratch. And 3. When your income grows and you move into the higher rate tax band, revisit your pension contributions. That's when the maths swings in your pension's favour. Pension to the match, ISA beyond that. Review when your income grows. That's the ISA versus pension decision. Clearer than most people make it. If you haven't opened a stocks and shares ISA yet, think about doing one ASAP. I have some videos on setting one up, so go check them out. And drop a comment in the comment sections below. Which camp are you in? Pension first, ISA first, or doing both? I try to read every comment, and genuinely it could shape what we cover next. New videos on investing for beginners come regularly, so subscribe so you don't miss them, and I'll see you next time.